Good morning. We're going to start looking at systems of equations again, and we're going to talk about the elimination method. On the right-hand side, I have the steps to solving. So you're going to have 4 steps that you're going to frequently use for systems of equation by elimination. So the methods that you've been going through have been substitution, and now you have elimination. Elimination is very technical, so you're going to have 5 different examples that are very dense, and we're just going to kind of go from there. So to solve using elimination, follow these 4 steps. Make sure the equations have opposite x terms or opposite y terms. We also need to add that they need to be in standard form. So standard form is how we have it on the left-hand side. We have all the x's and the y's on one side, and then we have the constants on the other. You have the x and y on one side, and then you have the constant on the other. You also have to have alignment. So you have to have some sort of alignment for your x's and your y's. And so let me just show you. If you notice, all the x's are aligned. If you notice this, all the y's are aligned, and all your constants are aligned. Your 6 and your 13. They're all on the same line. It does not matter the sign of the term, but you need to have alignment. Now, what we talk about right here, equations have opposite x terms or opposite y terms. That is not always going to happen. In this case, we do have opposite x terms. And what they mean by that is that I have a positive 1x, and then I have a negative 1x. I have a minus y, a negative 6y, equals 6, equals 13. So you want alignment with your terms, your constants, and then you want to make sure you have opposite x terms or opposite y terms. So in this case, we're going to have opposite x terms. So we're going to be eliminating the x value. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so the first step, I'm going to rewrite my equation. 1x minus y equals 6 plus negative 1x minus 6y equals 13. It's very important for us to talk about what we are doing here. We're going to have a step called linear addition. So you're going to add going down, just like you did in synthetic division, but you're going to add. So that's the reason why I have this plus sign here. So you're going to add your x's together. They eliminate. So if they eliminate, you just don't have any x's together. So you have 0. If I add negative 1y plus negative 6y, I'm going to have negative 7y. Bring down your equal sign. 6 plus 13 is 19. So if we go back to our steps, we can say add to eliminate one variable and solve for the other. So if you add one variable and solve for the other, we now say we have negative 7y equals 19. Divide both sides by negative 7. Y equals negative 19 over 7. That is one of our variables. So you can say that y equals negative 19 over 7. And it says plug the result of step 2 into the original equations and solve. So let's go ahead and do that. You have equation A and equation B. I'm going to use equation A, but it doesn't matter which one you use. So now you're going to have, this is going in for y. You have positive 1x minus, remember this is in parentheses, minus 19 over 7 equals 6. We're going to distribute that negative into that parentheses, so that means multiplication. So I have 1x plus 19 over 7 equals 6. I'm solving for the variable x. So if you're solving for variable x, this is what you need to have. You need to solve for this variable. So we're going to subtract 19 over 7 from 6. Okay, here is where it becomes technical. This right here is fractions, and I'm going to show you how to simplify fractions in a second. So we know that these eliminate, and we're going to say that x equals 6 minus 19 over 7, and you have to show your work. So with the fraction, you're going to say 6 minus 19 over 7. You need to have the same denominator to subtract fractions. So 6 times 7, 1 times 7, because that's my common denominator, minus 19 over 7 is 42 over 7 minus 19 over 7, and that's going to give me 23 over 7. X equals 23 over 7. So you're going to say x equals 23 over 7. And then you can say your solution. So x equals 23 over 7. Y equals negative 19 over 7. My ordered pair is 23 over 7, comma, negative 19 over 7. Okay, solve using elimination. This is equation A, this is equation B. If I highlight what I need to eliminate, I need to have two variables that are the same or opposite. Since these are 5y and 5y, I'm going to multiply one of these by negative 1. So I'm going to make a new equation, basically. So here's what that's going to look like. I'm going to have negative 1 times 10x plus 5y equals negative 5. And I'm going to distribute that negative 1 into my parentheses, into every term. So negative 10x minus 5y equals 5. This is my new equation C. I'm going to add C and B together. So I'm going to write B right underneath it. And I'm going to have 8x plus 5y equals 5. I'm going to add both of those together. So I'm going to add all of this together. Remember, the point was to eliminate one of the variables, so this goes away. So negative 10x plus 8 is going to be negative 2x equals 10. I'm going to solve for x. Negative 2x equals 10. Divide both sides by negative 2. X equals negative 5. Now we're going to substitute back into equation A or equation B to solve for y. So I'm going to say 10x plus 5y equals negative 5. And I know that x equals negative 5. So 10 times negative 5 plus 5y equals negative 5. Negative 50 plus 5y equals negative 5. I'm going to add 50 to both sides. 5y equals 45. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And then you're going to say that y equals 9. So here's my solution. X equals negative 5. Y equals 9. Negative 5, comma 9. Number 2, solve using elimination. We want to find to see if we can have opposite variables. So I know that 3 and 6 are in the same family, so all I need to do is multiply this 3 by 2 and then the rest of the equation by 2 so I can get the opposite variables here. So that's what we're going to be working with. So I have equation A and equation B. And we're going to make equation C by multiplying equation A by 2. So 2, make sure you can see that. 2 times 3x plus 9y equals 15. You're going to distribute the 2 into each term to get your new equation of C. So I have 6x plus 18y equals 30. So that's my new equation. So I'm going to subtract C from B. I'm just going to line it on B right underneath C. So I'm going to say negative 6x. And we're just repeating the same equation. Minus 8y equals 20. And remember, you're doing linear addition. So my new equation is going to eliminate the 6x. 18y minus 8y is 10y equals 30 plus 20 equals 50. I'm going to solve for y. 10y equals 50. Divide both sides by 10. Y equals 5. So now we're going to substitute this 5 into the first equation A. So I say that 3x plus 9y equals 15. Y equals 5. 3x plus 9 times 5 equals 15. 3x plus 45 equals 15. Subtract 45 from both sides because we're trying to get x by itself. So you're going to say minus 45 minus 45. 3x equals negative 30. Divide both sides by 3. X equals negative 10. So if we go from here, we can say that our solution, x equals negative 10, y equals 5. Our ordered pair is negative 10, comma 5. Number 3, solve using elimination. Negative 2y equals negative 2 plus 3x. 9x minus 4y equals 16. So the first thing you want to identify here is that you want equation A, you're going to have to change that because you want standard form. So standard form is basically, again, when you have the x and the y on the same side. So this is equation A and this is equation B. So I'm going to move the 3x over here so that we can get the new equation A. So negative 2y equals negative 2 plus 3x minus 3x minus 3x. I'm going to say minus 3x minus 2y equals negative 2. So I'm going to line this equation B right underneath it so I can see what the new A looks like. So this is A and this is B. Now I have 9x minus 4y equals 16. So from here, I know that I have 3 and 9 are in the same family, and I know that I have 2 and 4 are in the same family. So I think what I want to do is I want to eliminate the 4 because I think an even number is easier to deal with. But when I'm eliminating the 4, they have to have the same opposite sign. So I'm going to multiply equation A by a negative 2. So everything here will be multiplied by negative 2. So I'm going to be making equation C. So equation C is going to be negative 2 times negative 3x minus 2y equals negative 2. My new equation is going to be 6x plus 4y equals 4. I'm going to bring this in underneath for adding. 9x minus 4y equals 16. And I'm going to add going down. I know that these two eliminate. And then I'm left with 15x equals 20. I'm going to solve for x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 15. X equals 20 over 15. I have to simplify. So x equals, I can simplify by 5 equals 4 over 3. So now we're going to solve for y. I'm going to put this equation, this x, back into equation A. So I know that, and I can use the original equation A. Negative 2y equals negative 2 plus 3x. X equals 4 over 3. Negative 2y equals negative 2 plus 3 over 1 times 4 over 3. So remember, every whole number has a 1 underneath it. So this is actually 3 over 1, 2 over 1, 2 over 1. So when you multiply fractions, you multiply going across. So now you can say negative 2y equals negative 2 plus 12 over 3. Negative 2y equals negative 2 plus 4. And I'm just going to get a Post-it. So negative 2y equals negative 2 plus 4. Negative 2y equals 2. Divide both sides by negative 2. Y equals 1. Okay, so this is my solution. X equals 4 over 3. Y equals 1, or negative 1, sorry. And 4 over 3, comma, negative 1. That's my solution. Okay, so number 4, we want to move this to that so we can have standard form. So this is equation A and equation B. I'm just going to rewrite equation A. So negative 5x equals 3 plus 4y minus 4y minus 4y. Negative 5x minus 4y equals 3. So we can just align it back underneath here because this is my new A. So we're going to say negative 5x minus 4y equals 3. Okay, so we're done with those. So we need to go ahead and look at what variable we want to eliminate. 5 and 10 are in the same family, so let's eliminate x. And we just need to multiply equation A by negative, or by positive 2. So you're going to say 2 times negative 5x minus 4y equals 3. You're going to distribute the 2 to each term. So I have negative 10x minus 8y equals 6. This is equation C. I'm going to add C and B together. So I have 10x plus 9y equals negative 3. When you add, you're going to add vertically. So these are going to eliminate. and you're going to have negative 8y plus 9y, so I get 1y equals 3. So we're going to substitute. We're just going to substitute, doesn't matter, equation A. So I say negative 5x equals 3 plus 4y, and y equals 3. So I get negative 5x equals 3 plus 4 times 3. Negative 5x equals 3 plus 12. Negative 5x equals 15. You're going to solve for x. This is what we're trying to solve for the whole time. Divide both sides by negative 5. X equals negative 3. So here is your solution. Just make it in a box. X equals negative 3. Y equals 3. My ordered pair is negative 3, 3.